Hey, another Halloween balloon coming at you, and pretty soon we'll create a playlist for them as well. I'm Juan Gonzalez, also known as John London with jlomagic Balloon Videos. Let's get to it. Alright, welcome back to the channel. Good to see your smiling faces. Like I said, another balloon tutorial, and this one's going to be an easy one, and we're going to turn it into a bracelet, okay? Pretty darn simple. I do have another spider tutorial, but I figured I would also make a little bracelet one here as well. And so inspiration coming from many different balloon twisters, and if you have checked on YouTube for 1 second and typed in, you'll see there are a lot of great balloon twisters out there. This balloon twisting world is vast, okay? There's a lot of awesome balloon twisters out there. So let's go over the balloons we're gonna use to make this, and let's get to it. All right, so here's what you're gonna need. I have a white balloon, brown 160, and then I'm gonna go ahead and use a white round. We're gonna use that for the eyes. And then I also am gonna draw on the eye just a little bit. And then the last thing I had that you saw there to turn into a bracelet is I had some rubber bands. I use size 64 is what I use. It's the perfect size for the wrist, and it fits most people, I would say, okay, generally. If you get the smaller wrist, then you just double it around a couple times and you get it to fit no problem. So let's go ahead and look at the ends here as well. I have quite a bit of balloon left over there because I'm just gonna make 5 loops with this one here for our bracelet. And then you see this one, the brown, I left about 4 fingers on the end there. You won't end up using all of it, okay? So just remember that. And then the white round, we're just gonna split it. So let's go ahead and bring that sound down. Let's get started twisting. Here we go. The first balloon we're going to use is the white balloon. We're going to use it to make the base. So I'm going to do 5 loops with that, and they'll be about 3 fingers wide is what we're going for. There we go. So again, I'm going to do 5 loops. You can do 6 loops if you want. It's really up to you. But you know, I've been making bracelets, and just 5 seems to be like a nice easy number, and the balloons don't get out of hand when you start attaching stuff to them. So I just keep that in mind. All right, and so now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and make our little spider to anchor on top there. So after you get that all sorted out and you tuck the tail away for that white balloon, we can go ahead and grab our brown 160 and get it going. All right, and so I'm gonna twist one of the little arms for it. It's gonna be about 3 fingers, and you could do it either way. You could inflate your white round and then split it and then attach it. But in this case, I went ahead and split the little arm off there for that segment. All right, here we go. So once that's attached, we're going to do a couple of loops. So the first one's about 2 fingers wide, and the next one will be about 3.5 fingers wide. So once we attach the little arm there, that's what we're going to go for. And what that does is it creates our spider's face, and it'll create the butt area. For lack of a better term, I'm sure there's the official name for the spider's butt, but I can't remember what it is. And so comment down below if you know what it is actually. And then so after we've done those 2 loops, we're gonna end up going down. You see, just that's where you're at. You know, I just wanted to flip that balloon around just for a second so you can see. We're going to go ahead and do about a 3 finger segment, 3.5 finger, and go right down to that white balloon that you had created. All right, and we're just going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, back and forth until you end up with your 6 legs on the bottom, and at the end you'll be able to squeeze out a 7th. And that's the good thing about using the 160, is that it ends up, you know, being a good size. And you can definitely upsize this and do, you know, a couple, you know, do 2 260s and make this bigger. But I wanted to make sure that out of the 160 you're able to get the full spider no problem. There we go. Alrighty, so that's all we're doing. We're just going up and down till we get 6 legs. And on the last one, you know, you can decide to make those legs a little bit longer. The 6th and 7th leg, they can be a little bit longer if you need. And then the 8th will obviously is going to be the last little segment that you have left over. Okay, there we go. So we're almost to the end here. Let me go ahead and give that arm a little more length, and you can work to, you know, decide where you want them to stick out at the very end. They can be towards the front, you can have them on the side, you know, you maybe can
put the arm straight up in the air. But otherwise, we're pretty much done, as far as the twisting goes and just the adjusting here. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the last part. That is, just make sure that my final arm matches the other arm. We'll go ahead and break it off, tie it, and we'll be good to go. There we go. And what's nice is, aside from making this a bracelet, you could also make it a headband. Alrighty, thanks for watching.
Alrighty, so we made it to the end, and so all I'm going to do is draw on the eyes and put a little smile on them and be good to go. And let's see, you can decide which eyes you want. You know what you could do too as an alternative is you could leave off the little white eyes. That's okay too if you don't have any white rounds, and you could just draw in this space here. You could draw, a bunch of different eyes, but because we have the white round split here, we're going to go ahead and draw the eyes on that, okay? Let's do that now. So that's a good start. And we'll go ahead and do a smaller circle inside there. Let me go ahead and, there we go, like that. And then we're gonna block in these spaces on the side here, okay? There's one, and number 2. I'm gonna go down this way, give it a little bit rounder. See, I just blocked that in. And then we'll give it a little smile. There we go. Cool, cool. And what's nice too is that because we're doing all the drawing in these areas here, I guess on this one here, if it was a black balloon, you'd probably use a white marker. I would suggest that. But otherwise, if you have the white rounds, then that doesn't matter. You could do the spider in any color you wish, really. And I think also, I think this is something to point out as well, that if you did make a black little spider and you give it little white eyes, and you have this little mouth area here, I think it's implied that that's the mouth area, and if you don't have a white marker, I don't think anybody's gonna hold that against you. So anyway, keep that in mind. So there it is right there. A couple things, if you'd like to support the channel, you can definitely visit my Patreon page, patreon.com/jlomagic. Don't worry, I'll put a description below, and I'm also gonna take time to create a playlist. That way, if you see this, you'll see other, Halloween tutorials that I have. That way you can use them. There are printed balloons out there that I have with jlomagic. And then the other thing I was going to say is that one addition to some balloons already making, I did open an Etsy store with a few of my coloring pages that I draw. I use actually, for anybody who's going to ask or wonder, I draw my coloring pages using a black Crayola marker, in case you wondered, or do you see them and you do wonder, because some people do. Anyway, let me not go too far away from the balloons and come back and just say, hey, thank you very much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And let's see what else. If you make some of these balloons, please share them on social media. Tag me if, remember, I'm Juan Gonzalez, or I think you'll probably find me as, I don't think you'll find me as John London, but jlomagic is definitely one way that you'll find me as well. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great weekend, everybody. It is Friday after all, huh? All right, I'll see you next time. Happy twisting. Bye.